Hey guys, it's Lauren here.
And Kyle Burns.
And we are the coaches at Team Cosmic Bodies, and today we are going over your mini cut questions. That's what we're doing, okay?
Yeah,
so I have the questions here and we're just gonna go up the line. So the first one is, Lauren, is it possible to do a mini cut with a combination of adding cardio and cutting food? This way I don't have to lower my food intake as much. She's asking if she can add in cardio too with doing the mini cut. And honestly, calories are king. Calories are everything. And my personal preference here is I think it's more important to do your mini cut just being in a caloric deficit with the calories. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think what she's trying to say is that it's just more specific and more, I'm kind of blanking on the word, but you're restricting energy coming in, and it's just really a lot more consistent and correct than how much you're doing cardio. How much energy are you burning during that cardio session? Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you're dieting, you're feeling sluggish. Sometimes you're feeling amped up, right? Like caffeine amps you up. So your cardio could be sometimes not as consistent if you do different types of methods, or if you're just like walking the dogs, doing your step count. So when you just like take away from the food, it's gonna be a lot more exact and a lot more consistent than doing a little bit of both. And with mini cuts, you don't want to do too much cardio within cutting, because I feel like it might start affecting
your workout session.
Yeah, the workout session.
Like for me, I've been incorporating cardio, not a ton though. For me, I'm only just doing 3 sessions a week at about like 30 minutes. Yeah. But I'm not doing cardio every single day just because then that would start affecting my training sessions. And I still have been able to like hit some PRs during this mini cut, and I've been able to still be strong in the gym. So with the cardio, adding cardio with the mini cut, it's just the mini cut is so short that you just need to be super, super exact. And what Kyle was saying with cardio, sometimes you can burn more in a session compared to others.
But to answer your question, yes, you can definitely do cardio so you can eat more. But with a mini cut, it's really aggressive, like she just said. So you want to get in and get out. So it's not like pleasant. Like if you're a man, you should probably just go to 200 carbs. Give or take, depending on who you are and stuff like that, but that's just like a general guideline. Women, 120, 100 carbs, like maybe keep fat a little bit higher, but you kind of have to grind no matter what. Like, it's not like it's, just the correct way to do the mini cut. A lot of times people do these cuts and then they just turn into like an actual cut where it's 12, 16 weeks and it's not as aggressive. So,
Okay, next question. What would you recommend for a calorie deficit per day in a mini cut? So for me personally, I think I'm in a 700 calorie deficit per day. So I was eating about 2,200, give or maybe even a little bit more calories in my improvement season. And right now I'm like at 1,500 a day. So it's a big drop. Sometimes it could be 1,000 calorie deficit.
Yeah.
It's like depending on how aggressive you want to be with this thing and how short you want to be with it. But definitely it's not a contest prep where we're just like slowly tapering calories. Like with a mini cut, it's a big deficit. It could be for a male at least 1,000 calorie deficit.
Yeah, I mean, just as like a really general way to look at it, a pound of body fat is about 3,500 calories. So like you have stored energy on your body. So if you're doing a 500 calorie deficit per day, you're losing, if you do no cardio, you're losing a pound of fat a week, right? 7 times 500 is 3,500. That being said, a lot of times you want to lose more than a pound of body fat, and that's just, these are generic, like general things. But yeah, sometimes in a mini cut you want to lose more than that, and and so you might want to be a little more, and it's shorter, so you might want to be more aggressive. So yeah.
I don't get what's the purpose of an off season if you are on a diet. I feel like it's a waste of that precious time. And if you are competing at the end of the summer, you just got done with prep a couple of months ago. Is it really enough time to make any progress building that shoulders, my shoulders and back? So that's a really great question right there, okay? That's an awesome question. I'm glad you asked that. First off, I am not a couple months post competition. I'm about 5 or 6-ish now. So, but I understand, like it is pretty soon, and this is probably as soon as possible that I would ever recommend somebody doing a mini cut. And so I've had this time of building post show. Yes, I had a breast augmentation as well, so I had to recover from that. But the reason I am doing this right now is because I don't want to have a super long contest prep where I have to lose 20 plus pounds for the stage. It would be really awesome if next time around I can get ready within 15 weeks instead of 25, which I did for my last competition season that I did.
Yeah, no, it's a very fair question. There's a few things that come to my mind, and you're exactly right. If you don't have to do a mini cut, don't. If you shouldn't. You're right. It's precious time you could be gaining. Most people don't need mini cuts. If you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate, you probably should try not to do as little as mini cuts as possible. Lauren is an advanced physique athlete, and so what she needs to do for the pro stage is going to be a lot different than what you're going to do for, not saying you, but like amateur level stuff and in general, and where she is in her context. So you can't like just base off what she's doing and then follow what she's doing, because she's just at a different level than a lot of people. So the more advanced you get, the more you will do these advanced techniques such as aggressive mini cut, clean things up, help with insulin sensitivity and nutrient partitioning, help cleaning, getting some fat off of her so we have room to grow after that. And she is probably growing a little bit right now, even in her start of her mini cut, because she recovered from her show, and then she got that breast augmentation where she didn't lift for 4 to 6 weeks. And then we did lift for about a month before starting this cut. And so she's probably still recomping a little bit from just the recovery from the breast augmentation. So it's not just about like how much you weigh and stuff like that. There's more to body composition than that. So it's a fair question, but if she just finished prep 2 months ago, a couple months, that's what couple means, is 2. If she just finished 2 months ago, there'd be no way we'd be doing this mini cut right now.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of clients too that we say no mini cut whatsoever. Like, we had someone compete at nationals in 2018, and now she's finally prepping for 2020, but we didn't incorporate any mini cut for her.
And then the whole and if you are competing at the end of the summer, we're planning on competing at the end of the summer, but it could be fall, so it could be different.
Yeah.
And then also
the end of the year. So the end of the year.
I also think, it's just about how advanced you are. I mean, if you have to lose 20, 30 pounds, like she said, you're going to sacrifice a lot more muscle when you're dieting. So we rather try to be 15 pounds up from stage weight, so prep can be shorter and we don't have to sacrifice. Mm-hmm. So it's like, sometimes that is good to do that mini cut or that prep before the prep. You could just be like, if you're 40 pounds above stage weight, you could just do a really long prep, or you could do a couple mini cuts, couple gaining phases, and keep recomping and then next thing you know, you're 15, 20 pounds above stage weight instead of 40. Mm-hmm. So there's a couple different ways you could look at it.
The mini cut's just really gonna help me, because after it is over, I'm gonna start increasing my calories, and then I'm gonna be insulin sensitive to carbs again. Plus, I feel like I always put on a lot of muscle after a mini cut. Just like last time when I did one. It's a really awesome time. So it just works really well for me in my body. Okay, next question. You keep using the word aggressive when you explain the cut, but what makes it different from an intense prep, show prep? What makes it more aggressive? So that's a good question too.
Bigger calorie deficit. So
yeah, that's why we're using aggressive. I mean, a contest prep, yes, it gets super extreme. I mean, we're getting to very low percent body fats here, but a contest prep, we're not aggressive with it. It's not like we are 20 something weeks out and you are on your calories are 1,200 or something. I mean, that's heck no way. So I think we're using the term aggressive for a mini cut is just because of the time frame. We're doing a 4 week or 3 week or 4 week mini cut compared to a prep where it's 15, 20, 25 weeks.
Yeah, it's just shorter and more of a calorie deficit. So whether you're doing more cardio or whether you're just eating 700 or 1,000 calories less compared to the 500. So it just depends on what you mean aggressive is. Like, that's what aggressive means to us, is that it's just more of a calorie deficit. Sometimes prep coaches are putting you in 1,000 calorie deficit for prep and crash dieting you, but that's just not how we do things.
Yeah, and then aggressive, I guess in my eyes, is here that we're not incorporating that many refeeds, and that's why we use the
like
term.
She just went 13 days without a refeed, and then I gave her 2 in a row. Mm-hmm. Compared to, like, you might get weekly refeeds if you're in a prep. So that's another way to look at it too. So
this was off my YouTube, but I remember I got some DMs on my Instagram asking about the mini cut, and someone asked, how do you know how many calories you need to put yourself in? How do you set one up for yourself? So do you want to explain that? How would you set up yourself here for a mini cut?
I mean, you can always do one of those like little simple calculators. You take your body weight, you multiply it by 15, and then you minus 500 calories or minus 700 from that number. But the best way to do it is probably just aim for calories you think is your estimated maintenance, and you do that for like a week, if not 2 to 3 weeks. You watch the trends of your body weight and how your physique looks too, and if you maintain weight, then you know that's your maintenance calories. And then from there, you would take away the 500, 800, 1,000 calories from that maintenance calories. If you lose weight on those maintenance calories, then you probably should eat a little bit more than that to find your maintenance. So just find your maintenance by being really consistent and eating the same thing every day and tracking your weight over a few weeks. Mm-hmm.
And a mini cut is between, what do you say, 4 to 8 weeks is typically.
I think 4 to 6.
Yeah.
If it's like actually done correctly. But not all mini cuts are gonna look the same. Some might be 8 weeks. Yeah, some might have to just be a full-on cut where it's 12 weeks.
Yeah, if it's more than 12 weeks, I say that's you're definitely going on to a full-on cut.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do a mini cut here, I just want to tell you it's difficult. It is very, very difficult. Not everybody can do this. You're gonna be hungry for sure. I mean, I'm in a huge calorie deficit here. It's not for everybody just because of how aggressive I am with the calories. Like, you cannot mess up on a mini cut. You can't blow your macros one day. You really need to make sure that you have some time here where you're not going on vacation, or it's not the holiday season, or you have all these events coming up. It's really important to plan for it because it is so intense.
It is. And what Lauren is really good at too, which I think plays a big role in her as a physique athlete in general, is that she's really good at sleeping. So like even as a child, she would prioritize sleep and just go to bed early, and she never really got into that habit. And so she just has really good sleep habits. So going into any type of situation, especially for this lifestyle, whenever it gets late, she's done with her macros, it's 9 p.m., she's in bed. You know, she doesn't stay up till 11, 12, which a lot of people do. And then they're wondering why they're having cravings and they're hungry at night, or they can't sleep at night. Like, she can go to sleep even when she's a little hungry. She's good at going to bed and getting in, you know, 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. Like, I'm even jealous, and I sleep a good amount too, but she just is really good. So if you're consistent with that, that's a big tool that she uses at night. It's like, oh, I'm hungry. She just eats her food and goes to bed.
I just go to bed.
Instead of staying up and, you know.
And the biggest thing for me too is doing this menu cut here is meal timing. That is everything. I make sure that my carbs are surrounded. My training session is everything to me. That is my time of the day. That is where I need most of my energy. So I put my carbs around my pre and post workout meal. And I only eat I think I only eat 5 meals a day during
4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 to 5. And I just make sure that I am eating protein throughout the day, that I don't go 5 hours without eating, and then I have to go hit the gym, and then that messes me up. I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna have low energy, I'm not gonna be able to perform well in the gym. So
she'll be agitated or moody.
I would be
agitated. So if you have a job, prepare yourself.
You can't macro hoard.
If you're going outside the house, bring a meal.
Because I used to do that. I used to macro hoard. I used to save all of my calories for the end of the day. This was a while ago when I first started competing, and then I would be like, why am I so tired throughout the day? Why am I so moody and agitated? It's like, oh, I've only had 5 grams of fat today. That's why I'm saving all of my fat for my nighttime meal. And
that works for some people, but
it does. But there's just, when you're so lean too, I mean, this is when you're dieting and stuff, it's just not worth it. It really isn't. So I think over the years here, I've just gotten really good at the meal timing, and
some supplements help. You know, if you're interested in that type of stuff, let us know. But there
5-HTP.
Yeah, like the company we're associated with, Legion, they have a non-stim fat burner that helps you really blunt your appetite. It's called Phoenix. It really does blunt your appetite.
Mm-hmm. It has 5-HTP in it too, which
5-HTP,
is my favorite supplement.
She's been utilizing. So it just makes you feel more full and satisfied with the food that's coming in. It helps you with like enhancing your mood a little bit. So it's, you know, supplements do play a role. But that's like the last thing on our list of like, right, the nutrient timing, how many calories are coming in, she's consistent with everything, her sleep, her water, like, and then those other things can add a little bit of percentages to make it a little bit easier too. So.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So that is it.
Yeah. Let us know if you have any more questions. We'll probably do one more video kind of explaining like what happened with her in her mini cut. I mean, she's like in the start of her 3rd week. So yeah, a couple more weeks.
I'll show a transformation too.
We're definitely not going to be going past 6 weeks with it. It might even just be 4 weeks. So yeah, stay tuned.
Okay, bye guys.